What up? What up? What up? Y'all already know what it is. Well, for those that don't know what it is, why do people say you know what it is and then they tell you what it is? What's going on, y'all? It's your man Kofa, G.R.O.W.T.H podcast. Wake your glass up. I know it's been beaten to the ground, but we are going to touch on it again. The whole Deion Sanders issue going on. It's not really an issue for me. I was kind of on the fence. Can y'all broken traditions in here? Shout out to my boy. Go ahead, drop your link in the chat, bro. Can you see the am I coming here first of all, welcome. Am I coming in loud and clear? Can y'all see me? Can y'all hear me? Am I good? Give me a thumbs up, a fist, a one in the chat if y'all can hear me good. I think somehow something got crisscrossed again, because I went ahead and pressed the live button and came in here. Can you guys see the poll that I put up? So I had a poll I had put up on the chat for those on YouTube, and I asked, did Coach Prime make the right decision? Yes, no, or are you on the fence? We're gonna get into that in a little bit, but first and foremost, I appreciate you guys checking in this evening. Pat yourself on the back. Pat yourself on the back for showing up. I like to discuss these celebrity things, these celebrity topics, and scale them down to the day-to-day brother. I went on my partner Broken Traditions podcast the other night, last night, matter of fact. No poll. What's going on? Flawless mentality. No poll. No poll. It might have crisscrossed something. I might be going on live another way. Let's see if I can fix that. If I can go into this real quick without anything glitching on me. So I guess the link I put up earlier glitching on me may have been dead. Hold on, make sure I don't get no feedback. Peace. There y'all go. I want to do a little something different. Wanted to create a poll real quick. Let me do that while we on here. For those that are on here, let's see. Do this in real time. Again, we building the plane while we fly it. Did Coach Prime make the right decision? Oh, question mark. I put a period. I swear I can read. Y'all don't judge me because I'm from Alabama. I know my punctuation and my grammar. Did Coach Prime make the right decision? Yes, no. On the fence. Y'all let me know what y'all think when it pop up. Give it a second to populate. There we go. Two things, a little bit more housekeeping. Let me drop this link in the chat for those that may want to hop on and have this live discussion. Initially, I was on the fence, like I said. Pin it to the top so you guys got it. There we go. The poll should be up. So again, I like to take these celebrity issues that, topics of discussion when you chilling with your boys, barbershop talk, in the church, after church, all that, and scale it down to the average day-to-day brother. This is a big thing for me because this is another one of those topics that kind of touch on what do you want black men to do. So Prime, Deion Sanders, being the legend that he is, and after reading a couple things, I really forgot how much this man did in his career. And I really can't remember any scandals. I was a kid, of course, when he was playing, but I can't remember any big scandals that really came up about him. People said he was arrogant, things like that. If anybody's older in the chat that was kind of around during that time, I wanted to hop on and talk about any scandals they may remember, but I really don't remember him having any scandals. The man played professional baseball, professional football, and he had a rap career. Short-lived, but it must be the money. Or is it? Is it deeper than the money that he took from Colorado? I know a lot of people like to boil it down to that, but you got to remember he went to Mississippi. For those that don't know, um, a lot of people like to talk about the South, that we're slow and backwards and country and stuff like that. So I'll take that. I'll take that on the chin. But I'm from Alabama, and for sure, broken tradition. So I'm from Alabama, and we make fun of Mississippi. So here you got a wealthy black man, Hall of Famer. They chose to go to a HBCU. So those who've been following college football or sports in general for a while, if you remember in the late 90s, early 2000s, there was early discussion on whether these prime high school players, black athletes, should be going to HBCUs instead of the traditional PWIs to play sports, especially basketball, football. Flawless mentality came in. He said he was pretty clean back in the day. I really don't remember anything bad being said about him, other than him being arrogant, full of himself or whatnot. So I appreciate that flawless mentality. But there was a push back in the early 2000s of young black athletes, the elite high schoolers and stuff like that, going to HBCUs, and especially those that may not have been getting looks from major universities, from PWIs or whatnot, to take their talents to a HBCU. That just because the white folks ain't want you, don't mean you couldn't go play a sport. Well, some people opted out and they stopped playing ball. I know a couple of cats because they didn't get picked up by North Carolina, by Alabama football. They just stopped playing sports altogether. Like a HBCU wasn't like a option for them because it was viewed that the PWIs were the elite schools. We have to take a step back and look at what Prime did to go to, I don't want to say a lesser or lower tier school, by going to a HBCU to coach. The way I look at it, education is an education. College education is a college education. We can play the Ivy League school game, those type of things. But at the end of the day, when people are going to school to get an education, sports should be secondary. However, we know it's not, especially in our community. We love our sports and entertainment. And that's something I'm going to touch on a little bit later, that it took who he was to get that attention at Jackson State. I'm going to play a clip because I'm really big on, I've seen the articles, I've seen the comments, the disrespectful comments. I've seen the supporting comments as well. But for those that haven't watched the video, I'm going to play like 3 minutes of a couple videos. I want you to see when he actually told the team, because he did think enough of his players to go in there and speak to them directly. So I wanted to share this video that for those that may not have seen it.
You know, I'm real kind with your black snap.
Can y'all hear the video?
I'm real kind right now. I'm real kind right now. Y'all good? Y'all good? This is said y'all won. You won. You good. We kick back. We kick back. We won. Okay, down for the nitty gritty. I know y'all been hearing the rumors and everything that's been transpiring around about my whereabouts and what I'm going to do. And I like for y'all to hear it from me and not from anyone else. It is what it is. Either in coaching, you get elevated.
All right, let me see if I can turn it up some. Bring it to the mic.
Ain't no other way. You either elevated or terminated. And it ain't no graveyard for coaches where they die at the place. It don't work like that. They either gonna run you off or you gonna walk off upon your own recognizance. I've chosen to accept the job elsewhere next year. I'm gonna finish what we started. We're gonna dominate. I'm gonna be here to that end and that conclusion. And then when that conclusion, we'll move on. Now, what I don't want you to do is thinking something is better on the other side in regards to some of you. I would like to have the opportunity to meet with some of you so you don't go and jump in the portal and you die in the portal. I don't want that to happen because some of y'all thinking it's simple. simplistic like that, and it's not. That portal will be loaded on, is it Monday, fella?
Okay.
Monday. Portals opens, be loaded, and they're gonna call and they're gonna ask, because that's what we've done for some of y'all when we were trying to acquire y'all. We called and we asked your coaches, and when we knew what kind of character, what is it, and I don't want you thinking, since you have the Jackson State awards on you, that people are just gonna flock to you and they're gonna lace you like that. This is one of the best universities, I believe, certainly in FCS, that you could have an opportunity to play at, because of all the bells and whistles and these particular things that we brought here. And I'm trying my best with this wonderful gentleman to help choose this next guy for you. My recommendation goes to TC. They know how I feel about TC. I want TC, and several of the staff members are going to be retained here, but that's mine. I would love for someone in-house, because I don't really know how y'all would act with somebody outside the house coming in to really not understanding how we function and how we get down. So that's my recommendation. So just clap it up for TC. Hope that's how it goes down. But that's not his sole decision. So don't put it on him. He has a hierarchy that he must go through for that to happen, right? AD, I would not be here to one for this man. With all, you have no idea the trials and tribulations that we stood back to back, worked out for some of the things that you don't even know about, some of the things that y'all have no idea about. And I'm not tired of fighting whatsoever, but if I heard God's voice on coming, don't second guess of my hearing ability. I know God, and I know when he shifts, and I know when he moves, and I know how he gets down with me. I always questioned things when I was a player. How can you be so dominant and have to play for 5 football teams? That don't make sense to me. I ask God that often, but then I had to understand when he's taking you from faith to faith, from glory to glory, and allowing you to provoke change in different places. That's why he would allow me to play for 5 darn football teams and 4 baseball teams, because it doesn't supposed to happen like that. But I understand the calling that he has on my life. And I feel like I got to do something about it.
So y'all heard it from the man himself. Initially, I wasn't sure what's going on, Alton. I got your cash app, brother. I appreciate you. I'm never gonna forget your name. You broke my cherry on Cash App as far as YouTube, bro. You sent me my first Cash App. I'm not monetized yet. Y'all make sure y'all please like, share, subscribe, and discuss. And pass, like I said, share, pass it on, so I can get to that level of monetization where I can get some better equipment. I can bring you more information. I can bring on different people to interview to help us all get better as men. Ladies, I haven't forgot about you. I got plenty of sisters I can pull on to bring the information on, but I'm focused on men, especially black men. I'm not going to say specifically, because I've had other men reach out to me as well. Everybody kind of going through it, but my focus mainly is black men. I want to say that unequivocally and make that very clear. So appreciate you again, Alton. But y'all heard it from Prime himself. He came in, the rumors were swirling. He wanted to be clear with his players that he was leaving. He told them why. I know a lot of people have an issue with him injecting God into it. We always hear that, people will sell you on money. Hold on. I see I'm clipping on my audio. Let me turn it down a little bit. I think I'm still good. There we go. So people will sell you on money. They'll sell you on God and religion and different little things. But I think the brother's being sincere about it, because again, as he touched on, I mentioned earlier, he played pro ball in 2 different leagues. I mean, who else we got that can say that? Bo Jackson. I mean, Michael Jordan. But even as great as Mike was on the basketball court, he had to go down to the minor leagues in baseball. But Prime did it on the major league field on both, and he played for different teams. And some people will say that you know, if he's that good, why do players get traded and things like that? It's business. We really have to get out of this mind state of being so loyal, and that's what has a lot of us stuck, not just in the hood, so to speak, but at a job you hate. I live in Atlanta, Georgia, excuse me, and I hear people complaining all the time, and I was one of those people complaining all the time about the traffic going to and fro from work, and I hated it. So I had to begin slowly crawling and climbing and cutting myself a new slice of life. Now I'm 15 minutes away from the 9 to 5, and this is part of it. You guys are helping me do better, and that's why I'm here to try to help spark some of these conversations we can have as day-to-day brothers. Um, I'm trying to read some of the comments and inject into the conversation as well. Um, that we can have these conversations and have a safe place as men. If you look on the about part of my channel, I talk about well, I think I took it out, but it's a quote that I use all the time. I'm invincible because I'm vulnerable. I am open, and when you do sit down and have a one-on with me, I am going to talk about God. I am going to talk about Allah, the Most High, because that's real in my life. As many cigars as I smoke, as much as I cuss, but it's a higher power and a higher calling on all of us, whatever your respective higher calling, higher power is. So I think the brother's being sincere in that, and it has a little something to do with the fact that we have to realize this brother's office and car, or his son's car, I believe, was broken into like 3 times while he was there, down in Jackson State. So it begs the question for the night, and I asked a while ago, I think on my first live, what do black men owe the community? You have a brother that's here as an example, as far as celebrity goes, but again, I like to scale it down to the day-to-day brother. It's a lot of brothers doing the work in the community and aren't getting anything back. If they'll do it to Prime, do I got to finish that sentence? If they'll do it to somebody that we all love watching them on TV, growing up collecting football, baseball cards and things like that, if somebody will do that to him, then that other Pee Wee League coach, high school coach that's just trying to help may not stand a chance. And brothers get frustrated with that. It's hard. It's disheartening as much as you want to stay. And let's say this about the brother. He came there during the pandemic. They won 2 titles. This was his 3rd year. They're going to the championship again, I believe. He's going to finish like he told both schools. He told Jackson State that they had unfinished business. He was going to be there until the end. Excuse me. He told the Colorado players, look, I just want to come meet y'all, set a standard, but I got to go back because I got unfinished business. So once again, here's an example of a man that's being pulled in 2 different directions, and he got a family. Whether his sons are grown or not, he's still their father. He's still above ground. He still has some responsibility. Not only did he take his sons with him, he took other players. Other players committed. Now I do feel a way about that, but at the same time, with him leaving, some of these young men are going to have to grow. It's their time to fly, because there's so much of a hodgepodge of gumbo of this one man has to be everything to everybody at the same time, and it just can't be done. Like I got a little lag. Can y'all see me good? I'm reading comments. Let me see if I can put this up on the screen. Yeah, so Alton says Coach Prime sacrificed a lot to coach at JSU. JSU and its boosters alumni did not provide this man with the kind of support he's getting from the likes of Colorado University. And that's big facts. It's big facts. Again, from Alabama, I didn't go to a HBCU. Let me be clear on that, and I'm gonna touch on that in a minute. Because let me go ahead and touch on it now. A lot of people complaining about Prime leaving the HBCU. Y'all black folks never went to a HBCU. You went to whatever local community college you could get in. You searched for a PWI because it had a name and it had such a good program in this or that. Is what it is. To this day, I wasn't interested in college. I didn't know how the process worked. I may not have even been mentally ready to go to college, looking back at it, but that was something my parents pushed, and I ended up going to a PWI. Now, getting there, it was a slew of us. Might as well have been an HBCU, a slew of black folks, but it was a PWI. I went to AUM in Montgomery, Alabama, Auburn University, Montgomery, even though I'm still screaming Roll Tide. But yeah, that's where I went to college. And across town was Alabama State. So, of course, we go back and forth dealing with each other chicks and all that whatnot. But I remember people from Bama State that I knew talking about how fucked up the dorms were. There's no nice way to say it. I've heard this from several other people that went to HBCUs. They love the camaraderie. They love being around their own people. Now, I guarantee you it's nothing like it, because even though I went to a PWI, I still had that camaraderie with the black people on campus. So I can only imagine what it was like at a HBCU. But I've met so many people that talked about how whatever school they went to, the dorms was jacked up, their financial aid was jacked up, the clerks were rude, different stuff like that. All the way down to becoming a grown man and having these grown folks conversations about alumni and donations and stuff. And a lot of folks that went to these HBCUs seem to have forgotten that they went to a HBCU. They're not donating. When he got there, talking about the showers of the locker room flooding when it rained, and he got to spend his own money to put these guys in a hotel, or to feed them, or to get them a flight, because they were constantly traveling on the bus. So it begs the question again: what does the community do for the black men that do the work? This is just a lack of a better term, a prime time example. This is a perfect example. This brother had to come in, get paid, and then donate his paycheck so his players could be good. Another similarity between the day-to-day brother. Not only do I got my boys with me, now I'm responsible for someone else's children. And I get it may not correlate and things like that because he's a coach, it's a football team, but it's still the same parameters. You have brothers out here doing what they're supposed to do, not only with their family and their children, but they're picking up bonus babies on the way. Now, I know these are young men, but that's just my term for it. I don't like the word stepkids. That's just me personally. I guess I'm a simp, but I don't like that term. Pick up your bonus kids, your bonus babies, or whatnot. So now he's feeding other people's kids that may not have it. But what we don't see behind the scenes is the times he picked up the phone. Is the times he had to get in somebody's ass because they was acting a damn fool, and that's not what he brought them to that school for. Is the violence just in Jackson, Mississippi alone? Exactly. Let me bring some of these others up. I'm gonna hit Alton again real quick. For example, he says JSU's endowment is only $50 million, which is far cry from Colorado University, which is hovering at a cool $2 billion. Now that I did not know. That is news to me. Bring in broken traditions. He uses connection with AA to get these brothers flight with American Airlines, not Alcoholics Anonymous. But he uses connection with American Airlines to get these brothers flights. He did. So these are, again, a brother with connections. Pick up the phone. Hey, such and such need to happen. I need this, X, Y, and Z. He called in favors. Came out his own pockets. Bro, Alden dropping bombs tonight, man. These are all stories I've heard from people who went to HBCUs, people that work at HBCUs that may not have their pool, but still they're in those meetings, but their voice may not carry as far as some of the other alumni. Another issue is corruption. For example, monies were illegally funneled with the financial support that was slated to go to the football program. So he's having to contest against all this stuff. Appreciate that, Alton. He's having to contest against all this stuff. Built a winning program. He gave you a foundation. Is JSU's to lose? And truth is, other HBCUs to lose. He built it, and then he moved on. But like what happens so many times, again, scaling it down to the day-to-day, brother. He went to school. He worked those extra shifts. He adjusted his schedule. He found a way. He clawed, he scraped for as long as it took, and he got out. Now, the goal is supposed to be to make it out the hood, so to speak. And then you get out, and it's like, oh, you ain't from here. What are you supposed to do with that? People saying, fuck this man, everything else. Why would somebody come back after hearing that? Now, I put the title up, Must Be the Money. That shit was jamming when it dropped. I ain't gonna lie. Maybe because I was a kid, I don't know. But everybody want to make it about the money, and it should be because it's good business. But then you add in these other underlying factors, and it's a no-brainer. Let me check this poll. Oh, y'all give me a quick second. Let me check the poll, see what it look like. I got, 100%. I don't know how many people voted, but it says 100% yes that he made the right decision. I know somebody may disagree. Somebody may be on the fence for a reason. Y'all, like I said, I pinned the comment to the top. If y'all want to come on, cam up, just house rules. I just need to see that you're an actual person and not some bot. When you do cam up, if you want to go off camera when I pull you in to go live with me on YouTube, you can put up a avatar. I just need to see you personally. But all in all, I think he made the right decision. He had to push that for his not just for himself but his family, because in a sense he was losing money there. It's this sad hood mentality that we have. Again, the crabs in the barrel mentality. And yes, again, I was woke for the sun come up. I know we're supposed to question, well, who put the crabs in the barrel? I get it. But when you're in there, you can climb on top of each other to get out, and everybody keep pulling one out, which is what Prime did. He built a program, and not just a program. We keep looking at football. He's building young men. Unfortunately, when these young men are playing college football, they tend to be called kids. And then when they get to the NFL and don't know how to handle all that money, cutting up, getting in trouble, having brushes with the law, we want to act surprised. Psychologically, you've already planted that seed subconsciously. You just gave a multi-million-dollar contract to a kid because he was just a kid 6 months ago before you drafted him. I think what Deion is trying to do is build men, but some people don't get that. Play another interview real quick, the one where he sat down and he discussed that he's still black. Let's check that out real quick. A little 3 minutes. Y'all give me a little 3 minutes.
You've made a tremendous impact at the HBCUs. I guess, how difficult was the decision to leave what you started there?
Tremendous. Because it wasn't about the X's and O's or the wins and losses. It was about those kids. It was about looking at the faces of those kids, knowing that I'm being ready. God is getting ready to elevate me. I'm sorry. God is getting ready to elevate me. Usually a coach is terminated or elevated. Thank God I'm elevated.
I got you,
But
LeBron.
still, the journey is not complete. Some of the things that we accomplished there about bringing understanding and notoriety to certain falsities or non-committal things that are done at Power Fives, maybe God is using me to be the catalyst to make you think and to make you just fathom another way, to make us feel unthreatened when someone of the other ethnicity is approaching, to just make us feel good about today. Maybe God is really using me to open doors at this level. The thing that alarms me the most is just because I'm leaving Jackson, they think that I'm leaving African American. I don't know if you noticed or not, but I'm black. I can never leave who I am and what I am and how I am and how I go about being that. So it is still my task to look in that locker room and see 65 to 70% of African American men trying to help them get to the next level, as well as all the others. My calling is for young men, young women, and people of all walks of life, all social climates, and all ethnicities. That's my calling. My calling is not built on a location. It's built on a destination. Now that was good. You're supposed to clap for that.
Oh, let me bring in. Oh, where's my guest view? Y'all bear with me. I'm gonna put my mug back on the camera until I bring my guest in. Cause that's what I had to do. I had to assign you, bro. I had it locked. Gotta get my. Y'all bear with me, man. I broke it.
In the meantime, hit my.
There we go. I had an issue. Said, oh man, it dropped off. You know, I want to use my Squircle and follow this brother. He has given me great tips on this live YouTube journey, and
also that sheds a light, sheds a mirror, hold a mirror to the black
thing from. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to completely log out of YouTube. I was getting a glitch. It was saying that the stream was freezing. But I think we're good now. Hopefully so. If not, I'll use it as a premiere. Yeah, man. What are your thoughts? I know we chopped it up a little bit last night.
Yeah. One other thing I didn't say that I want to go back on is like it feels like we're watching a movie in real time, like one of them old Disney movies, where it's like, yo, Deion goes to a HBCU, bring the kids up. Then he get a offer. Then after that, he takes that offer. Then the kids is there all sad. You saw movies like that before. That's what I feel like when I see this.
And I know
he ain't going back to him though.
No, and I hate that for the young men. You know what I'm saying? Because again, he like you said, he came there to build young men. He came there for them. I think he did his job, man. That's my opinion of it. That he did. You know what I'm saying? He met and exceeded his expectations. What he was being called to do. Especially coming out of your pocket yourself. I don't care who you are, how much money you have. When you're asking somebody to sow a monetary seed into something, that's the literal definition of put your money where your mouth is.
Right.
Like this job is feeding him, but he's taking that money and giving it back to the school so they could build a facility. A lot of people feel like he was enticed, I guess, by Colorado's money, but that begs the question: what do you think about the time frame of how long should we wait as a community when we're building these things?
It depends on
How
the
long?
person.
How long should we wait as men in particular when we're building these things?
It depends on the person, that person's patience, how much that person's putting into it. You know what I mean? Like for me, people ask me to help them with social media, things like that. And if you're not doing the things, I'm not holding your hand during the process. Like, if you're not doing things to make yourself better and you want to keep asking questions, I'm gonna pull back. You see what I'm saying? So like certain people just want you to hold their hand and coddle you for their whole life. And hopefully these young men that's on that team is not being held like that. Like, all right, it's time for me to be coddled and held, and maybe, I could do the woe is me, and I could take this experience and take the game that I learned from Deion Sanders and take it to another field. Because a lot of those kids are not going to the NFL. They may go to some other type of football league, but at least they get that free education and take that education somewhere else and take the gems in the game that they learned from Deion Sanders. That's what it should be, in my opinion. Hopefully it is.
Because there's not a lot of players going to be able to say, I played for Coach Prime, and especially the players over the last 2 years, I won under Coach Prime. I got a ring under him, regardless of whatever level you're playing at. We're not talking about pee-wee leagues. We're talking about grown men, legitimate institutions, and a lot of money. I know Alton had put in the chat that they had like 50 million, but Colorado had like 2 billion.
And Colorado's not even that good.
Yeah. So think about what Alabama, Georgia, Tennessee, Florida, any of these teams in the SEC, think about what they playing with.
Yeah. I think your stream is off right now, is it?
Is it?
I tried to go back and go to the chat, and it was nothing to go to. It says video unavailable.
Oh man, it's showing live
on the
but it's only showing like 4 minutes. I think it. God, so I'm going to have to piece this back together and do it.
Right now it says waiting for growth talk with Kofa. So now it's like it's waiting for you.
I can see us on my phone.
Yeah, I can see it on my phone too. But if I go back on my laptop, because I was trying to put my link in the description, the chat.
Yeah.
It's not a video no more. It says waiting for you. Let me just refresh it, see if it's. Yeah, it says waiting for you.
That's wild. Why is it waiting?
Unless you got to start over.
Like
you said, you building the plane as you fly.
For real, man. I hate it because I know I was on here cooking.
Yeah, you were. But you know what, though? At least you can save the file when you finish it. So you can just chop it up and do it, like that.
Yeah. I'm seeing it's loading on my end now, but it's just spinning. Oh, man. I'm going to have to go back, splice it together, edit it, redrop it. See, I can still see the poll.
Yeah, the poll is still there.
Matter of fact, I see us. I can see us now. I wonder.
Is it loading back up?
I guess so. Maybe. I'm going to clear up some things, man, and I'm going to clear up some space on the laptop and figure some stuff out, because it glitched on me all 3 times. 3 or 4 times I done went live. It done glitched on me. Yeah, so again, building the plane as I fly it. But yeah, man. Just any more thoughts? Did you have any more conversations after your live last night? Did anything else come to mind?
Yeah, only thing that came to mind was that thing with the kids. But I tried to touch on everything last night, especially with the what he went through, the crime and everything. You know what I mean? Like all that crime he went through.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's tiring. That's really tiring.
And you get I know for those that don't know that will see this. Well, I got 4 more people back on watching now, so I think we're good.
Okay, see, I don't know. Now it's coming back on. That's strange.
Yeah, some type of lag. I'll figure it out. I haven't figured it out on my own time, but we're gonna keep rolling. But yeah, I know you've been a victim of having your car broken into. Like I said, like you were telling me, twice in less than 24 hours. Like it's maddening. Now imagine if you mind if I share the location of where it happened?
No, because it's closer to you than it is to me.
Big fact. So Broken Traditions truck got broken into twice in literally less than 24 hours. My boy went to LA Fitness. Mm-hmm. Comes out, window busted, rambled through it. Cool. Job gives him another rental. Goes back to the gym next morning, right? Or that evening. Next morning, he goes back. Comes out. Boom. Back window busted. Same thing in less than 24 hours. Now imagine if he had part ownership in LA Fitness.
Yeah.
And this happened to his car. So Prime is given a job, does his job above and beyond to the best of his ability, but goes above and beyond, and for this to happen.
Yep.
Then to go to other HBCUs and it's fuck Coach Prime. But you're getting this from other black folks.
Yeah.
Because you're going to other HBCUs, so we know who's telling them that.
Mm-hmm.
And he's trying to go back to my earlier discussion about how it was a topic of discussion in the early 2000s. These elite players need to start coming to HBCUs. And the way he was building Jackson State, he was showing that it was possible. Because a lot of these young men, I think one of your callers had touched on last night, some of these cats weren't even getting looks from, PWI's major schools. I think his son might have been one of them. So he made a decision for his son, and he helped make a decision for a lot of other young men. Gave them an opportunity to play the game they love, get some recognition, so they can walk out and say, hey, I'm a winner. I know what it is to be in a tight game. I know what it is to be in a close game or whatever, and have to gut it out and win. So
and that's big to take with you in the day-to-day life. So you could get a job, say you a project manager, say you're doing whatever. You know that you have that grit and that grind to build afterwards because you did that during the game. You have all that built up into you, and that's big.
Yeah. And then he's still leaving a legacy, because that first video clip I played where he was talking about who he had an idea for to be the coach, to keep the culture that he built, and the way that the players have grown accustomed, and the way the school has grown accustomed to their football program.
The only problem is the talent is leaving. You know what I'm saying? The quarterback, probably a 5-star recruit that went to HBCU. The wide receiver, another 5-star recruit that went to HBCU. Now they both leaving. So if they both leaving, they're not gonna have that talent, and they don't have that dominance, because before Coach Prime got there, they was 1-11, and now when he get there, they 12-0.
Yeah,
because he brought those players. Those players was the difference. It wasn't his coaching; it was the players that he brought.
Yeah.
But
he still had to get the best out of those other players that maybe didn't know how to win.
But if you got somebody, say you playing JV basketball, you got Ja Morant coming to the court. All the other players are going to look nice because he's scoring. Everybody going to feel defeated.
Yeah, but then you can have a LA Lakers situation too, where you should be winning. You have top tier athletes, and
well, that's
it's just not going down.
You in the NBA where everybody is nice.
Yeah,
everybody's nice. So if you're coaching, like what they said good players win the game, good coaches lose the game. But now you say they winning because they got a better coach in the Lakers.
I'm a Laker fan. You forget I'm a Laker fan. We're not winning like we supposed to. We still like 10th in the West. But
I mean, you're a Knicks fan and a Lakers fan, so you can't. You ain't winning at all.
I can't win it all, man. I got my Knicks out east. I love my Lakers out west. But back to Prime, man. What he did, you know what I'm saying, is like he built something. You know what I'm saying. And I do feel bad for the young men that did transfer there. But he did speak on that too. He wanted to meet with them, well, some of them, and help them get through the transfer portal because he knows that all of them. One, he's not going to take all of them to Colorado with him.
Yeah.
Two, all of them aren't going to stay at Jackson State because he is leaving.
Yeah.
So they're going to start looking at other options, at other places to go. So the fact that he's helping again build them to being good decision makers and things like that, and looking deeper than just the game of football, I think that's tremendous, man. I just think we have a lot of, I don't know how to say it. We have a lot of people just hating on the man for his decision, not looking at what good he did. And that's again why I wanted to touch on this. That's why I said it's deeper than Deion, because how many men, black men specifically, are going to keep doing work in the community and they're not getting anything for it? They're expected to take out of their own pockets, even though they're pouring into other people.
Yeah, I mean, think about his situation financially. He's making $300K at Jackson State, and he's donating his money to the Jackson State. Then he's making $5 million, I think it is, or $3 million at Colorado, and he's not donating his money
because he doesn't have to.
In a neighborhood, they probably paying for his housing and everything.
Yeah, because he doesn't have to. That begs the question. We got these HBCUs that's been around for a long time, and a lot of people that went to them over the years just aren't giving back. Or, as Brother Alton alluded to, you got them stealing money.
Yeah,
it's just wow, man. We get a big old one of these for that type of shit.
Yeah.
Like what? What can we do when you got people trying to do right?
Yeah.
And then you got the people with their hand in the cookie jar, just taking money out of it. They're supposed to be going to the student body.
And I mean, I heard you said earlier how the dorms are horrible. Everybody says it, like they expected to go to shitty dorms.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. Then it's always in the hood. I was talking to my boy. I'm like, name an HBCU that's not in the hood.
And how did it get there?
Yeah,
that's my issue, because they've been around for a while.
Yeah.
So of course you're gonna have your redlining and things of that nature that's done to try to take the money out of that area. But these are supposed to be our elite schools, elite places of education. Yep. So again, it's you're supposed to make it out the hood, but then you still can't help. I wish I would have found that Tupac clip where he was talking about how he didn't know where to go at one point when he really started making money, because he was like, I can't go back to the hood because they'll rob me.
Yeah.
I don't like living around these white people because they don't want me here either. Yeah. So what am I supposed to do?
That's a good question. Now think about all the rappers that got killed. Nipsey Hussle, Young Dolph.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Even go back to Jam Master Jay. All in their own hood, where they grew up at.
Shout out, I'm glad you brought that out. We're coming up on the 10th anniversary. I'm going to pivot real quick for one time for Montgomery, Alabama. One time for Dobie. May he rest in peace. He was a local rapper out of Montgomery, Alabama. Had just signed with T.I. like on his way up. Like it was inevitable. Jay-Z shouted him out when he passed. He was on the way. Came home to the club in Montgomery and somebody shot him over jealousy. Now the streets of course say it's over other stuff like that, but at the end of the day, he was murdered in his hometown at this club called the Rose that hasn't been open since that night. They closed the club down. But this is the fucked up part. Hey, what's going on, Courtney? What's going on? But this the fucked up part. It's so many other brothers that got shot at that club over the years. Like, it's old heads to remember, like, man, back in 76, such and such happened, and the club never closed. They'll just change. They'll close it for a little while. They'll change the name and bring it right back. But because it was so much recognition, because he was who he was, this where we come with this celebrity and hero worship again. The club got closed down.
Man.
So shout out to Dobie. We coming up on the 10th year of his passing. But this is what we talk about. You make it out, and you can't even go home.
Nope.
And then Deion isn't from Mississippi, but he still came home, so to speak, to his people.
Yeah.
And catching all this hell from his own people.
Sad. Definitely sad, yo.
It is, man.
Yeah, like said, somebody got shot the other day, or yesterday at Georgia State University at the gas station.
Over what?
You know, something stupid.
Yeah.
I mean, somebody got I guess eliminated. Let me use the right words.
Yeah.
Over putting too much mayonnaise on a sandwich out here in Atlanta.
Yeah, that was a couple months back, earlier this summer, or something like that.
Yeah.
That's wild, man.
It is wild.
Now
I'm starting to see people coming in again. I guess we back live.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yes, we up, man. It's slowly trickling in.
Yeah.
Peace to the chat. Peace to everybody tuning in. Peace to everybody that will be tuning in, on the replay. Apologies for the glitch for the 100th time. I am.
Yeah, we gotta get up, man. We gotta figure something out.
Yeah, man. And shout out to you, man. For those that do enjoy my program and all that, man. Shout this brother out, Broken Tradition. Make sure you follow him, because he's the one that taught me how to use this equipment. I'm not blaming the glitches on him, but he did put me on to this equipment, and it is dope when it works right.
Yeah.
I think I might be using too much power, so I'm gonna have to do some adjustments on my end.
Yeah.
But Ecamm Live
you gotta get one
dope.
of these. Let me show you real quick that I love.
Yes.
See that?
Yeah. How much that ran you?
$119. I got it through Black Friday. Black Friday.
Okay.
But it makes everything so seamless now.
Okay.
Doing videos, doing live streams, everything is so much better now.
Okay, that's
like the best investment.
That's definitely on the investment Christmas list for myself.
Yeah.
Even
Lex wasn't mad when I bought it, because every time I bought something new, she's like, "Why are you buying that for?"
It's for
she
us.
wasn't mad about this.
It's for the business.
Yeah, try to tell her.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna keep on cooking.
Right.
A couple more minutes, brother. I appreciate you stopping in, man. I ain't gonna be on here too much longer. Y'all give it up from my partner, Broken Traditions.
I get the clap and the air horns.
Yeah, hey, man. Yeah. Yes, sir.
All right, man. I appreciate you, man. Thanks for having me on.
All right, tap in with you, bro.
All right,
please. Anybody else want to tap in? Because we did go off, I'm gonna drop this in the chat one more time. If anybody else wants to hop on, I like to bring people on one at a time, because again, I had some camera issues. I don't know if it's overheating or what the case may be, but that's just the stuff I wanted to talk about tonight, man, with Deion, because it is bigger than him, and it's sad that we still have this celebrity and hero worship, because I think me and Broken Traditions was talking last night, and I was telling him, man, if it was Deion Sanders that was the head coach of JSU, and then he got a new job at Colorado, wouldn't nobody care. But it's prime, so it hit prime time news. If it was just a day-to-day brother that had came up from high school, coaching at the HBCU, did well for a couple of years, got the call, and then decided to roll, this wouldn't be the news that it is. People wouldn't be harping and hooping and hollering about this. But this goes to our mentality, that you're supposed to stay in the hood, stay taking pay cuts, and then the same people that you're around, because you're not making as much money as you should be, will clown the shit out you. Then when you get something better and you take a better opportunity, now you a sellout. And we got to start understanding, just because somebody goes away doesn't mean they left. Just because they moved forward didn't mean they left us behind. But in their process of moving forward, you can't say, fuck you. We don't want your ass anyway. You can't present like that and expect this person to ever come back. And then you get mad because you talk to them like that and expect them to come back and help when it's your child's turn. Look at some of these comments before we get. We suffering from, before we look at the comments, we suffering from a lot of
emotional damage
in our community. So for the brothers watching this, man, y'all make sure y'all stay on your grind. Everybody ain't gonna like it. Everybody not gonna like it. But you have to do what's best for you as a man and what's best for your family. Whether you have a nuclear family, wife and kids, single father like myself, you taking care of your mama, and people often forget that how many people a lot of black men are actually taking care of. It's not always just the wife and kids. It's not always them being selfish for themselves. We are very family oriented as black men, but we don't get the credit for it. It's not the narrative that's out there. But then again, you got a Coach Prime. He didn't just take care of his sons on the football field. He responsible for everybody's child. And as the head coach, he's responsible for a program. So that means he was taking care of grown ass men on his staff as well. But we forget that. Let's look at some of these comments.
You've made a tremendous impact at the HBC.
Here we go. So Prime left Jackson State with $100 million plus in revenue, new locker room, new practice field, new stadium, countless new sponsorships. And the sponsorships is big. I don't think a lot of people understand what a sponsorship is. That stands the test of time. That's going to last longer than just a paycheck a lot of times. News exposure, ESPN Game Day, huge, and 2 SWAC championships. The man's a winner. I thought we love winners in our community. There's a lot of folks cutting corners, not doing the right thing and looking like they winning, and we eat it up. But look at this man's stat line for what he did. And this is the stuff we know about as the public, as the viewing public. This is what we know about. We don't know about, again, them times he picked up the phone for them players. The times he stayed after practice, came in early for practice. The times he was understanding. The times he was firm and fair. We don't know that. Let's look at the next comment. Y'all talking about Deion. What about kids like Travis Hunter, who completely redirected the course of his life because he believed on what Deion was saying, only for him to leave at the first opportunity thrown his way? That's where my problem is. So that's some of the problems that Broken Traditions mentioned, and a lot of other people mentioned, that he just hated for the young men. But guess what? Again, these aren't kids. These are young men. They are going to have to start learning and adjusting. Again, what I believe Deion is sincere about is building young men, building men. They are going to have to understand they may not be able to play football forever. They may not be able to play football as long as they think they're going to be able to play football. It's not just Travis Hunter. It's other young men, too, that unfortunately aren't going to be able to go to Colorado. They're going to have to finish out their education and their football at JSU or find another school. This is what real life looks like. For the young men watching this, for the older men watching this that's still kind of playing with it, this is what real life looks like. Hard decisions. And the person that you're, quote unquote, depending on may not always be around. Will we be talking this type of shit if this man just died? People would be saying, call him a saint and that he walked on water. But he had to make, again, a business decision for himself and for his family. Next comment. Where we at? There we go. Brother said, I'm not mad at Deion, But being a big name at an HBCU and him recognizing the systemic struggles that HBCUs face and then he leaves does nothing to help solve the problem. True heroes at HBCUs find ways around salary concerns because their mission is bigger than money. Again, jokingly, must be the money. But at the end of the day, he is still an individual man. We have got to get out this hero worship. If he was... Peace, Jason. Peace, Jason. I appreciate you, brother. He's an individual man, and this is what people don't recognize. We do this stuff, again, scaling down to the day-to-day brother. We do this stuff all the time to the day-to-day brother. I'm going to get personal real quick. The neighborhood I stay in, I'm single, but the neighborhood I stay in is flooded with a lot of single women. And it's not like that. But guess what? When they need something heavy lifted out the car, because the guys at Home Depot put it in the car, but she got to get it home, who do you think they call on? And I'm surrounded by single mothers or just single women, period, that need a man's help doing man stuff. Then take care of my daughter. Then take care of the community by volunteering and mentoring. Then go to work, got to pay my own bills, all that stuff like that. And then what do I get in return a lot of times as black men? What do we get in return? Because there's other brothers like myself that are out here doing a lot of stuff for the females in their friend group, family, co-workers, things of that nature, or just the community at large. And the reason why I brought the women in, because when the women help, we applaud it. When the men do it, it's, oh, nigga, that's what you're supposed to do. So we're expecting Deion to stay at a school where he's basically coaching for free. We just talked about it. He was donating his salary back to the school so he can get his football players some good equipment, a nicer facility. But him understanding that doesn't mean he has to stay there. He already gave. Again, how am I going to owe you something if I've already given it to you? This is, again, what people are missing. We keep saying black men owe the community this, that, and the third, and so many of us have given. That is one of my missions, is to change that narrative. I am so sick of hearing about these bummy ass dudes. We support a lot of bullshit in our community, and when you have a Deion like this at that level, and he still got to deal with crime. Again, talking with my partner, Broken Tradition, the other night, I think they cut the window out of his office to break in. They didn't just bust the window. They had to go in there, X-Acto knife, like they took their time. That was intentional. And anybody know anything about Jackson, Mississippi, and a HBCU? It was probably another black person. Hate saying that out loud because YouTube and the world and globally is mixed company. But I hate saying that out loud, but it's true. It was probably another black person. On to the next comment. This is from Willie D. Shout out to Willie D. Ghetto Boys, Houston, Texas, Dirty South legend. You can't take away from what Deion Sanders did for JSU and HBCUs in just 3 years. Facts. But damn, it seems like every time we get something or something special, they cut the check to lure them away from helping other blacks, intrinsically killing hope and stunning further growth. This is where I disagree. We can't keep talking this manhood shit, and because one man gets a chance to move on, now all of us are in our feelings. We're so stuck on hope instead of the work. You can't do 3 years of work, build something, and not leave hope, whether you move on or not. And again, just because the brother moved on doesn't mean he left, but he probably did because people were saying, fuck Coach Prime, fuck Deion. How is he supposed to take that? How are you supposed to take it as a day-to-day brother when every time you cut on the radio is somebody talking about black men ain't shit in some way, shape, form, or fashion? Whether it's the music that we're creating ourselves, whether it's, some bitter ass woman, Whether it's some older dude that's upset at the younger generation telling us that we don't do it like them, so we're just immediately fucked up. We get constantly told this on a regular. The brother made it out, quote unquote, and came back to help. Like, this is a perfect example. He made it out the hood or from poverty or from the country for us Southerners. He made it from that little ass town. He got to Atlanta. He made it big in Atlanta. He came back to try to teach somebody in that same little ass town where he went to high school financial literacy, and everybody told him to get the fuck on because he think he better than somebody. This is akin to that. What we're saying about, what so many are saying about Deion. And I know, Crab. That's what we touched on. Let me bring that up real quick. That's what we touched on. Jason Williams. He said, "Listen to the Crabs saying you have to stay in the barrel." We mentioned that earlier, bro. And again, there's a saying in the woke community where we have to start asking who put the crabs in the barrel in the first place. We get it. We shouldn't be in there, but we are. That don't mean we got to start picking each other apart, trying to get out. He came back and helped, and he helped other people be on their way to get out. Everything ain't about football, y'all. And unfortunately, again, if this was not Deion Sanders, we wouldn't be talking about it. If it was Deion Sanders, again, coaching at Alabama A&M, wouldn't nobody be thinking about him taking a job in fucking Colorado. Look at the next comment, and we get a couple of jokes. So it said, the same people mad at Deion sold their grandmama house. Facts. This is big facts. It's crazy how many financial gurus we have coming out the woodwork when these celebrities make these different choices. But again, we talking about grinding and hustling to get out the hood. Do you know Atlanta is full of this right here? Full of this. People done ran down to Fairburn, up to Gwinnett County. For those that know about the landscape of Atlanta, those are suburbs for those that don't. Henry County got straight out the city. Small little towns outside of Atlanta, East Point, College Park. It's so many of these black folks' grandmama houses that were empty, dilapidated, because folks moved away, they got their money, and they didn't come back. So you ain't a Deion. You didn't come back. As soon as we put grandmama in the ground, her body ain't even cold yet. You ready to just get your little piece off the wheel and go back to wherever the fuck you flew from. Because ain't nobody want to come back and take care of the house or the yard. Property value went down. These white folks came right in, gentrified the shit out of East Point and College Park. The amount of money some of these houses going, and I'm talking 3 and 4, and I'm talking about 3 and 4 bedroom houses going for $300,000 and $400,000. Google it yourself. Tell me I'm lying. But y'all the main ones complaining. And again, a lot of y'all complaining didn't even go to a HBCU. So how the hell you mad at Deion? This is my favorite comment right here. Oh, Brett. Y'all act like Coach Prime stole $5 million from the state of Mississippi to build a volleyball stadium at his daughter's school or something. Like, we raising all this hell. And your boy Brett then fleeced the state of Mississippi and playing dumb like a motherfucker. And ESPN pretty much ain't said word one about it. But this is our hot topic in our community, which again is why I said is deeper than Coach Prime. It's so much to be said about this, from the violence that he had to deal with to the money. It's just very, very interesting how we took things. And once again, we have a bunch of
emotional damage
because we don't want to see this brother move forward and do better for himself. And I really, truly believe that he's still going to have people reaching out to him that are going to these HBCUs, the coach, wherever they at, just to pick his brain. But now, will he pick up the phone? The way we tried to send him off? Would you? Just out of curiosity, would you? So black men, we talked a lot about Deion. We talked about what it looks like for us when we're trying to do the right thing. Fuck trying. When we're doing the right thing. How nothing comes of it a lot of time, but a lot of hatred, a lot of disrespect. And then we're still forced to balance it because we're still there. We're still in the family. We're still in the marriage. We're still in the community. We're still in the church. Trying to do what we can. Donating our money and our time and our effort and not getting nothing back on the back end. It's so much of this stuff going on. I'm always going to be able to correlate it and bring it back to the day-to-day brother. Because there's more of us than there are of celebrities. It's so much work to be done. I'm gonna leave y'all with the words of Bernie Mac real quick. You know what? Let me pivot. Y'all see the Cash App and the PayPal at the bottom. Go ahead and hit that up. Working on this monetization on YouTube. This is gonna be bigger than just me talking into the microphone in my house. So all the donations are going toward building this platform because we got to have a place to talk. We can't keep talking about we need a place to talk as men, then one is created and then we don't support it because you're too tired or work. You can cut out a slice of this for yourself because I guarantee you the sisters, they gonna have their sister circle. The kids, they gonna have their play dates because of the sisters. Man, you got to stop complaining and then not doing nothing. You got to stop working yourself into the ground thinking that you're doing something when sometimes you're on a treadmill. Let me get this up real quick. And I promise you I'm going to let y'all go. I appreciate everybody that rolled with me. I want to show y'all this merch that I got. So y'all make sure y'all hit this up as well. Priorities. See what I did there? PrioritiesLLC.com. If y'all want to support your boy in another way, we can look at some of these hoodies and tees. I try to keep it basic, man. Simple. Y'all know the mantra. Wake your glass up. So I got those in black and gray. You can visit the site. It's up on my YouTube about section. Matter of fact, let me go ahead and drop it in the chat for anybody who may want to come on and just check it out. Just scroll through. I got some cool pieces. This is one of my favorites. And if you do order it, man, y'all fall through and let me know that you picked it up and you know how you like it. This is one of my favorites right here. Stop lying on black men with the eye in the shape of a noose. Because we still, again, doing a lot. Like they sitting here lying on Deion like he'll sell out and the brother isn't. He had to do something better for himself. I can go all day. For the parents out there, real quick, give them a little commercial. Got the little onesies for the kids. I ate, I slept, I pooped. That's all we got right now. Slowly building this up as well. And also got t-shirts if you want to get your lady one. You know, I'm a cigar buff. So for the ladies that smoke, pretty smoker. Got them in tees and hoodies. If you have an idea, shoot it to me. I can get it done as well. But y'all check that link in the chat. Make sure y'all rock with your boy and support me in another way because a lot of this stuff is going back to the channel. It's time to build. And I know a lot of other brothers are doing the same right now. But I appreciate everybody that tuned in. Again, y'all see the Cash App. Y'all see the PayPal. I'm not going to shake my 10 cup too much. You see the priorities, T-shirts. I just appreciate everybody that's rocking with me, man. Just make sure y'all share it. Have these conversations. Tell them you talk to my crazy ass. Ask them, have you heard of this dude? Be like, I agree with him, and watch the argument ensue. I get bombarded with bullshit every day, bro, but I got to keep my chin up because I know I'm not crazy. And neither are you. So as always, black man, you matter. You're not crazy. Keep doing the work, man. Just keep doing the work. I'm going to leave y'all with the late, great Bernie Mac.
People don't like how you be yourself. Fuck them. Fuck them up against the wall. Wear handcuffs on them and crazy through on their lips.
Y'all heard it from the man himself. Y'all be blessed. Have a good night. Stay safe. Be dangerous. Kofa, G.R.O.W.T.H Podcast. Wake your ugly ass up. I'm out.